Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite Ravens YouTube channel and podcast, Talking Ravens all day, every day, with your host, Justin P. And my lovely MVP co-host, Miss Shannon Finch. Sorry we didn't record on Tuesday. Life be life, and things come up. But we're gonna give y'all a show today and a show tomorrow, so y'all got a treat back-to-back
Mhm.
shows. This is episode. What episode is this? I think it's 86. No, it's 87. The audio versions are right there in the top of the description. Google Podcasts, Spotify, all that good stuff like that. And the bottom of the description is me and Shannon's social media platforms where you can follow us at. So definitely, follow us and, check us out there as well. Recap of Sunday's week 7, dominant win over the Lions. Co-host got some great topics for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and let her take it away.
All right, Justin. So give me your good, bad, and ugly for week 7.
Good. There was a lot of good, man. The offense in general was great. Lamar, Mark Andrews, Gus, Justice Hill. Although he had the one little mistake in the fumble, I'll get to that, and and my other stuff. Zay Flowers was good, and I'm gonna even say Odell Beckham. Like I said, he's giving us a little bit more now. I'm not expecting him to be a 100-yard receiver like he was with the Giants and with the Browns. As long as he can give us about 50, 60 yards a game, just to take a little, coverage away from the other guys, I'm cool with that.
Hmm.
Because we know he's getting up there in age and he's coming off a nasty injury. So we got to slowly, wait for him to break out. So, I would definitely say Odell Beckham. The offensive line did a pretty good job. Aiden Hutchinson was on point. We didn't give up no sacks, but that was great. The secondary was good as well. Holding Goff to under 300 yards passing. Uh, the pass rush was great too. They sacked Goff like 6 times.
Hmm.
Sacked him like 6 times. So they got to him, got him on the ground. So that was good. I can go on and on about that. Geno Stone, another one. Bad. Only bad I can say is Justice Hill fumble. That's it, honestly. That's it.
Hmm.
It's not too much bad. And ugly, wasn't too much ugly. Only ugly I can probably say is penalty. So it was like, that's it. So this was pretty easy for me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't have much bad or ugly. I mean, good. It was almost like everything was good. When you start trying to pick out what may have been wrong, it's kind of like nitpicking. We could talk about the fumble, but we've been having fumbling issues since the beginning, and it's still an issue now. So it's kind of like get it together. I don't know if it's a Lamar and Justice Hill issue. I really don't know what it is. But what I will say is that I'm glad that the team didn't break in that moment. Like things could have went downhill at that point, but it didn't. um, the offense was what we expected it to be at this point. We talked about it in the off season, like how many weeks we thought it would take for the offense to click. That was week 7, and they clicked. So at this point, it's just like let's just keep it going. Defensively, they've been doing the same thing all year. Nothing they did really surprised me. Um, I think that was a big win for them, just based on how people felt about the Lions. Like overall, everything was good. Like I really have nothing bad to say. Not even an ugly, like you said. If you pick an ugly, it's kind of like nitpicking. But that was a great team win on Sunday, so it's so much more good than bad. But it's so much like everybody was good. Like when I say it's a team win, like we'll be going on and on and on, just pointing to every single thing that everybody did. So overall, it was a lot of good, a 1% bad, but really no ugly. You know what I mean? Like that was a really good game as a fan to watch, stress free. Wasn't I don't think anybody was stressed watching that game.
No doubt about it. No doubt
All
about
right.
it. Go ahead, Shannon.
All right. So we're going to get to the position grades. What do you give the coaches, Harbaugh and the coordinators?
I give John Harbaugh an A. Like, give John Harbaugh an A. He did a pretty good job. Everything was. Sorry about that, about noise background. You
Mm-hmm.
give him an A. Did like I said, no bonehead mistakes, no bonehead challenges, no bonehead stuff. Everybody was on point. Mike McDonald, he did his thing. Todd Monken did his thing. So everybody, all the coaches get an A.
Yeah, an A for me as well. I mean, I think Todd Monken was able to really start digging in his bag this week. I mean, for the past 3 weeks now, we're getting guys back, and now we're starting to see what they can be. I think he really dug deep this week, and we got to see what this offense could be. Defensively, I mean, again, we've been balling all season, even with injuries. We haven't seemed to miss a beat. Marlon Humphrey, he had a game. He's starting to get back into form. This is what his third
That's
game
good.
back since injury. It was great. John Harbaugh, like I said, it wasn't anything that happened in the game. Early on, early on first quarter, as soon as the game started, we went for it on 4th and 1. The whole house we watching the game together. Everybody was like, "Oh my goodness, just take the points!" But we saw what happened after that. But it was like it was nothing to really complain about. So yes, the coaches get an A. All right, so we'll move on to the offense. What do you give Lamar Jackson?
A plus. I mean, no turnovers. Like I said, man, 300 over 300 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no fumbles, no turnovers. So it's like, what can you say? He didn't hold the ball too long. He got rid of the ball quick. He had a real good command of the offense. He was finding guys open. You know,
Hmm.
like these last couple of weeks, man, Lamar been balling, man. He been balling. So like that, we all knew it was going to take time to get the offense clicking because the new offensive coordinator. And like I said, limited off season, and he had guys in and out, like you said, every week out of the lineup.
Hmm.
Now we got everybody back, the old offensive line gelling. So yeah, man. So I'm not saying we're gonna put up 38 every week, but I think you're gonna see something similar to what we saw Sunday going
Hmm.
forward. Now that everything's in full fruition, but he get an A plus.
Yeah, Lamar had a game. I mean, I give him an A+ as well. I mean, I don't think you could have asked him to perform any better. And then when you have the guys around him do their job and execute and catch the ball, it just makes it look so much better. Um, I don't know if I would have thought we were going to score 38 points just because how well the lines were playing, but we did, and Lamar led the way, so he definitely gets an A+. I don't have any complaints about Lamar in that game on Sunday. And what do you give the running backs?
They get an A. I mean, Gus and Justice Hill did what they supposed to did, and Caden Mitchell had some good runs. So
Mhm.
not, I mean, it's everybody gonna this basically. I'm basically gonna be the substitute teacher that passed everybody today because I can't really give no bad grades. So they definitely get an A. They kept the chains moving. Gus scored. Outside the one fumble, they would have had an A+ one for the fumble. But like I said, man, they got them yards and they did good in pass protection. They caught the ball at the backfield. Gus had an 80-yard reception. He probably should have scored on it, but it is what it is. So they get an A. I mean, just like I said, this is gonna be a everybody got an A today. This episode.
I feel the same way. When I was thinking about the grades, I was like, I don't think I can give anybody anything less than an A just based on, how well they played. So I'll give them also, I'm giving them an A. We even got to see Keaton Mitchell and what he can be. And with, his speed and what he can do, with Zay Flowers going to be on the field, like it's going to be amazing just to continue to see this offense grow as guys come back. So yeah, they get an A as well. And what do you give the offensive line?
Offensive line, A plus. Like the Mod don't do what he do without the offensive line blocking. A couple old penalties, but like I said, nobody's going to play a game with zero penalties. It's just damn near impossible. So
Hmm.
Minor Stanley did good. Leonard Bond did good. Morgan Moses held his own against Aiden Hutchinson. Like the whole offensive line did good. John Simpson looked much better. So yeah, we
Hmm.
ran the ball for over 100 something yards, passed the ball. We had 500 yards of total offense. That don't happen. That don't happen without the offense.
Belcher.
So I'm gonna give
Yeah.
them an A++.
Yeah, I agree. They get an A+ as well. Like you said, you don't have a game like that without the offensive line doing their job. We all know it starts up front. So I definitely give them A+. I mean, it's like they did so well Sunday. It's not even nothing you can really say about the whole team across the board. But we're still going to give out grades, so we give them an A+. And we can grade the tight ends and wide receivers together if you would like. What do you want to give the tight ends and wide receivers?
Andrew scored 2 touchdowns. Zay had a pretty good game. Odell chipped in when he could. Aguilar scored. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. I mean, they get an A. It's that simple. Like they all played their part.
Hmm. I say A as well. We talked about it in the off season as far as not thinking anybody was going to be like a hundred, I mean, 1,000 yard receiver and things like that because it's so many guys that can, catch the ball and contribute. And I don't know if that's going to keep everybody happy because I've seen some things talking about Odell looked mad about some things. I don't know about that. I didn't catch that, but I think it's a great thing when you can get everybody involved because even when you do that, it's hard to double team them, and it's hard to pick who you want to double team. And if you do double team someone, then you have guys around them that can make plays, so it's hard to defend. So yeah, tight ends and wide receivers definitely get an A+ as well. All right, so we can move over to the defense. What do you give the defensive line?
A+ as well, man. They sacked Goff 5, 6 times. Held them under 100 yards rushing. This is the offense that was putting up 28 points a game. That's all we kept hearing about this high power
Hmm.
Lions offense. Our defense is one of the best in the league, man. And we lead the league in sacks, and a big part of that is the defensive line, led by Justin Medibike, who's playing out his mind. Hopefully, we resign him and keep him
Yeah.
because him and Broderick and Travis are the future up there. Michael
Hmm.
Purge played pretty well. He stopped the run. He did his thing, got a couple QB hits, so they get an A+.
A+ for me as well. I mean, like we said about the offensive line, it all starts up front. You can't do anything on the back end if your front is not doing their job, and they did their job, so they get an A+ as well. What do you give the linebackers, pass rushers, and middle inside linebackers?
Another A+. Like I said, Calvin Noy 2 sacks. Clowney got a sack, I believe. Olway was doing pretty good stopping the run. We just need him to get the quarterback on the ground a little bit more. I believe that will come in due time. Roquan and Patrick Smith flying around doing anything, making plays. So yeah, they doing pretty good. I would just like to see a little bit more of Trenton Simpson, even if it's just a nickel and dime. Because with his
Hmm.
speed, get him on the field, just let him cover. But they get
Hmm.
A+. They, like I said, Gibbs and them didn't have nowhere near what they supposed to have, and they were covering the tight ends pretty well. So yeah, they get an A+.
Same. Like it's so much good to say. Like we'll be going. We'll basically be just repeating each other with what we say. I mean, they play so well, which they've been doing, all year, particularly in the middle. Um, I don't. The only thing about, like you said, you would like to see Simpson get some time in is just like, who are we gonna take out a DB to put him in? Like how who we move out to give him some time in?
Me personally, give Patrick Queen a blow or Roquan a blow. Don't matter. Give somebody a blow. Somebody can use a
Give him a
blow.
break. Okay.
Or give
Well, I don't know if you I don't know if
give
you
Cal
saw
Hamilton a
today.
blow.
You saw today that Roquan wasn't available when the media came, so everybody is now wondering like if he's hurt or what that was about. John Harbaugh was really really vague about why he wasn't there. So you may be onto something. Maybe these guys do need a little break, in and out. Give them a little rest, wouldn't hurt. So what do you grade the
Yeah.
secondary safeties and cornerbacks?
You get an A+. No touchdown passes allowed. They scored on the ground. So, you know, the golf had under 300 yards. Like I said, they only had 6 freaking points, and they got that off of just off us, off a mistake, basically. Just us having to punt because,
Hmm.
a couple missed stuff, but they get an A+. They dominate the game, man. Like, Cal Hamilton's all over the place. Stone got a pick. Marlowe had Omar St. Brown in check for the most part. He got a couple little garbage yards, but nothing heavy. But they kept him off the end zone, so they get an A+.
Same. We saw what the Lions offense has done over the past 6 weeks, previous, before Sunday. And I think we kind of all thought that we would have, not struggled, but they would have been worked. They would have been tested. And if the Lions game was a test, The Ravens got A's across the board. Everybody passed because we played. I think we played better than most probably expected, and it was dominant. Like it wasn't even ever in question. You know what I mean? Like it was dominant. And like you said, the touchdown they did get was on the ground, so you can't blame the secondary. And the best thing about it all is Marlon Humphrey is getting back into form, which is what we need. I mean, even better to have with all the injuries that we've had back there. But they've all held it down all season, even with the injuries. So yes, A plus. Who's he saying is too little? Who is he's about Simpson?
I have no clue.
Oh,
I'm guessing. Yeah, I'll get back to that.
oh, okay. All right. So we can move on to the topics that we have for tonight. Do you think this was a statement win for the Ravens?
Oh, absolutely. The team they beat a 5-1 Detroit Lions team that had won 4 in a row.
Hmm.
Yes, it was. Like they were one of the better teams, and they're still one of the better teams in the league. Like it's not our fault that we got up and played, and played, and get we ain't our fault. Our guys got up and seized the opportunity. They said,
Hmm.
man, we got a red hot team coming in here. Got Suggs getting put in the ring of honor. We can't lose in front of Sizzle because that just wouldn't, that wouldn't just be right. So we had that
Hmm.
extra little motivation. So yeah, definitely was a statement win because all the teams we beat right now are five have a winning record of 500. So we haven't beat yeah, I mean outside the Texans, and they got some pretty good wins. But yeah, everybody we beat has a winning don't have a losing record, put it like that. So yes, this definitely was a signature win for the Ravens. Will statement win, same thing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, offensively, like I said, they finally put it together. They shut a lot of people up. You see, this week everybody's praising the Ravens and Lamar and how great he is. But we know how that goes. When you're doing good and you're winning, they're going to be on you, and it can be a different story when you're losing. Um, And as far as the defense goes, I mean, we heard for weeks how good Golf was. People were putting him on a pedestal and saying he was. I saw a list that had him the number one quarterback, like up till week 6, like had him up there like that. And their offense had been playing well. I
Hmm.
mean, it was definitely a statement win, and I feel like it was something that was needed because every week that we've talked about these games, we haven't been able to say across the board that the offense matched the defense. This is the first game this season that I
Right.
felt that way because even in week 2, I felt like week 2 may have been the best performance. I felt like the Steelers game, Lamar did play really well, and if he didn't have, we didn't have those crazy drops, it would have been a better game for him. But this game against the Lions, against one of the better teams in the leagues, across the board, everybody showed up, everybody did their job. So it was definitely a statement win. Now, what we have to do is be consistent because that's what separates good from great, consistency. I feel like since the Steelers game and then playing the Titans and then this game, like we're coming on, everybody's starting to come along, everybody's getting back, we're getting healthy. And as we talked about in the off season, we kind of expected it to be around this time of the year that they would start gelling, and it looks that way. So we can't take setbacks. We
Mhm.
just got to build on what we've done, try to correct some of the mistakes because we see all of the good. But I saw that Marlon Humphrey said that you would have thought that they lost the way that um, McDonald and John Harbaugh came at them about their game. So it's always things you can improve on, but it's better to improve on a win versus improving when you're losing. So definitely was a statement win for this team.
Yeah, to piggyback to what Miles Collar Control said. Sorry if I messed that up. Yes, he was talking about Trenton Simpson, or he or she.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who
Oh
it is,
yeah.
but yeah, they were talking about Trenton Simpson.
All right. So I don't know if you caught Sue. He did an interview. I don't know what podcast that was or what it was for. But he said that the Ravens had spoke with him about a potential deal last week. What do you think about that?
I caught whiffs of it. I ain't, at work talking with people that work in the building. They would asking me about it. And I was like, I gotta go back and watch it. So I saw a little
Hmm.
bit of it. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't mind it because you lost Calais Campbell. Like I said, that veteran leadership. We still got Michael Pierce
Hmm.
right there. But Sue definitely brings that nasty toughness, grit. And we talked about this in the offseason as well. Like, you know, that's what you're gonna need going up into
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh coming to town and Cincinnati and Cleveland with those pretty those offensive lines they got, and then
Mm-hmm.
actually playing the Chiefs and the Dolphins. You're gonna need a guy that gonna don't have that I don't care attitude. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
his off the his antics at times have been a little much. I agree, but you want a guy like that on your team because he's going to give it everything he got. And he's going to play football and physical and nasty. So I wouldn't mind it. It'll definitely he definitely would have fit in with the Ravens culture because he plays like a Raven, tough, physical, and fast.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's a Doug. We talked, like we said, we talked about guys that we would like to come in on that were free agents and available to us in the off season. He was one of the guys that we talked about. He can't hurt anything that we have going on. He can only help. And as we go down the stretch, we're going to play tougher teams. As we get in the playoffs, we're going to play tougher teams. And I just want to read you some defensive stats that I saw on Twitter earlier. The Ravens are first in points allowed, second best in passing yards allowed, first in passing yards per attempt, first in sacks, first in passing touchdowns allowed, second in rushing touchdowns allowed, second lowest red zone scoring percentage, and second in total yards. I'm sorry, yeah, second in total yards allowed. As I said, he can't hurt anything that we're doing. He can only help, right? And I look at it like we still don't have, like, you look at other teams and people will name a pass rusher for this team that's dominant, like Watt, Hunter, things like that. And the Ravens don't have that guy. And we've been talking about looking for that guy since Suggs. And at this point, I feel like, maybe we don't need that guy. If you can get a collective of guys to come together and generate a pass rush, who would think that we would be number one in sacks? Like, I don't think I thought that coming into the season. So it's kind of like, would you rather have five Bs or would you rather have one A and four Cs? I'll take the five Bs. You know what I mean? Meaning we may not have a guy, but we have guys. And if you bring in Sue, he's going to be a guy. He's a Doug. We don't have to explain the culture to him. He's going to bring a fierceness that we need. Like, I would be so for that. And we're not losing anything by getting him. I saw some people talking about his age, but he's 36 and he's still dominant. And at the time that we're going to need him later in the year and in the playoffs, uh, so what? I think he'll be fine. So if we can bring in Sue, I would be all for it. Like, I don't think he's going to hurt anything at all.
Yeah, Calais Campbell older than him, so I'm not figuring out like what's the problem, like. Yeah,
Exactly.
both in their 30s. Sue will be a great fit. Plus, now it helps the D line rotation. Now,
Yep.
maybe
Something we
BK
talked
get a
about
break.
wanting.
Now, Broderick get a break.
Yeah.
Now, hmm so yeah, all these guys now got to play 80 snaps. They can play about 40 snaps and be fresh fourth quarter. That way you can get the best
Exactly.
production out of them. But yeah, I would love it
Yes.
though if EDC was the size. All right, our last topic of the day. It's a good one too.
All right. So Lamar Jackson won his 50th game Sunday as a starting quarterback for the Ravens. What do you think about that?
Oh man, great! It's a great milestone. Of course, he couldn't have done it by himself. You know, he had help from his coaches, teammates, offense and defense. But also importantly, the offensive line. You know, you know, and his receivers, of course, even though years past, the receiver room hasn't been taught liking. But due to having a guy like Lamar that's so spectacular, he's going to make it work because by him being so mobile, teams are going to spy on him now. Guys that's
Mm-hmm.
not probably known outside of the Ravens fan base organization making plays because they got to account for eight because they know he tucked the ball down. He's magical, but the kid's been a
Mm-hmm.
winner since Louisville. So yes, he hasn't won like the national championship or the Super Bowl yet. But like I said, man, Heisman Trophy winner, league MVP, and unanimous league MVP. People don't understand what unanimous means, Shane. I know you know what it means. I know what it means. Like they got in the
Mm-hmm.
room and said, "This not even discussion. Like it's giving the trophy." And
Yeah.
mind you, Russell Wilson had a pretty good year that year. Rodgers had a good year. Mahomes had a good year. They actually won
Mm-hmm.
the Super Bowl. But they said it's not even
Mm-hmm.
close. It's not even close, man. Get this kid the trophy. So yeah, man, he's a superb winner, man. And all he need now is just a Super Bowl championship, which I think he will get. And I'm not on the win, but I think he will deliver on that promise. That's the only thing he missing, to his resume because he's definitely want to keep on winning games.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a great accomplishment. I saw listed he was the fifth fastest quarterback to get to that point. Anytime you can be on a list with Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes and Ken Stabler and Roger Staubach, you're in good company. I do believe that he would have accomplished that faster if he wasn't hurt the last 2 years. But it's definitely
Hmm.
something to be proud of. So congratulations, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, and also he's in a completion percentage group with Peyton Manning and Tom Brady as well. I know you saw that. I think like seventy
Hmm.
percent through certain
Yeah, I
attempts.
saw
So
that.
he's always in good company for us in the record books. He passed Peyton Manning for most five
Hmm.
touchdown passes games in the season, and he won the MVP. So yeah, and of course broke Vic's rushing record. So yeah, man, the kid always climbing up the ladder board and something. But yeah, I'm
Hmm.
glad to have him as a quarterback. Like I said, 50-21. That's an amazing record. Like you said, he missed 10 games, so he really could probably have close to 60 wins, if not 60, if he didn't miss those games.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody. Great show. Like I said, not too many issues. So everything was pretty smooth. We're gonna bring out another show tomorrow, recap. So we give y'all back-to-back shows. So y'all, we sorry we're not recording Tuesday. Life happens. So people gotta
Hmm.
adjust. David be on here tomorrow. We're gonna do preview the week 8 game versus Arizona Cardinals. Give our score prediction, our three keys to victory. We're gonna do some over and under stat lines. So yeah, all that good fun stuff. Anything you want to say,
Hmm.
co-host? So we wrap it up for the night.
No, I'm just glad to be back. It seems like I haven't been on here in a while, but it's just because we missed on Tuesday. But I'm out. I can't wait to talk to Dave tomorrow. It's been a minute.
Yeah. I can't, can't. Man, you both can't wait. Everybody, NBA is on tonight, so you'll check out Suns and Warriors play last night, just like the Lakers did. You got Knicks and
Don't
Celtics.
don't bring up the Lakers on.
Yeah, I know. I'm just, we got Lakers fans. That the late show crew. Yeah. Yeah, it's NBA is back. So now we got NBA, NFL, and the World Series for the time being. So it's one of the best times of the
Hmm.
year. You got all three sports going
Yeah.
on. Also, my Oklahoma City Thunder tonight play the Chicago Bulls. So check that out. I'm gonna be, checking in on the scores, watching that. But everybody, we're gonna
Hmm.
see y'all tomorrow. Same bad time, bad channel. Make sure y'all trade. Y'all know what trade stands for. Talking Ravens all day, every day. I'm your host, Justin P, and from my $1 million MVP co-host, Miss Shannon Finch. We will catch y'all tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all are here because it's gonna be live and fun, especially with Super Day the Mailman back on. Love y'all guys. Have an amazing Wednesday, and we are out.
Good night. Bye, Justin.
Bye, Shannon.